Hello everyone, good morning. It's my first actual day from Utah that didn't involve a long trip flying back to where I live. Man, that was a long trip. Anyway, today we're going to review Goof Troop, where we always play together. Yes, we're going to review Goof Troop today. Now, Goof Troop, if you did not watch my Let's Play, which I know not everyone watches it, it's kind of a different taste thing, but anyway, Goof Troop is a kind of a puzzle game mainly, with a little dash of action. Throw a few like Zelda puzzles in there, with a little action of just simply picking something up and throwing it. You got Goof Troop in a nutshell. Now, why it's called Goof Troop, I really don't know. It really has Zippo to really do with it. At least the movie or that. I mean, all it really has is Pete and Goofy's sons in it. Is pretty much the only relation it has to Goof Troop. So, I mean, it has nothing to do with the movies or anything, so... or the television show. But, what it does have is a simple, short, nice campaign that's perfect for 2 players. Now, if you don't have a second party to play with the game with, it's still fun by itself. It's not a, let's say, a boring hack and slash game where it's like, this is kind of boring by myself. I'd like to have someone with me. It's still enjoyable, but it's vastly more enjoyable if you could add a second body into the game. Now, I like a lot of the concepts in the game. Aside from the puzzle aspect, which you'll find reminiscence of getting keys and using a few items to solve a few puzzles. That nothing too overall complex. There's a lot of pushing, kicking blocks around also. But I like the concept of how you play Goofy and Max. So basically, Max is faster than his father, but he's not as strong to take on enemies, which you would pick up certain items and be able to throw them. Max sometimes will have to hit enemies 2 times. Goofy can kill everything in 1 hit, not counting bosses, obviously. But Goofy is slower. So, if you play 2 players, it has an interesting contrast of like having Goofy crowd control, why Max goes ahead and, solves the puzzle so you can go to the next room. But in vice versa, say like the bell, one of the items that draws enemies, can be used by Max since he's faster, and he can draw enemies with the bell and make them go in a loop of that. So there are different contrasts though, and there's a few bosses that are interesting. By far my favorite boss was in the castle. I will crush you with my head. But, for some reason I'm obsessed with that line. The bosses have some weird rhyming kind of thing before they start trying to kick your ass. The bosses involve just mainly, usually a lot of dodging and then picking up something and throwing it back at them. The game's pretty forgiving on continues and lives. You can get more lives by collecting fruit in that, which you can find underneath items or dig out if you got the shovel in that. And you get a fair amount of extra lives, and it uses a password system. There's no saves. The passwords are very simple, not any complex, long zeros, O's, capitals, lower cases, and all that crap. It's just a few shapes in that, and there you go. But, most of the bosses I wouldn't really consider cheap, aside from maybe the last one, just a little teeny bit, just not overall cheap, and it's just, you got a little better idea about it. But, overall, I mean, the game isn't really hard. It's pretty simple, it's fun, it's good for 2 players, and it's good for everyone. Old, young, adults. This is a universal age game here. This is a fun game, and it's really sad that not a lot of people actually know about it. like I've only heard like 2 people ever mention it before on YouTube, and I'm really glad I checked it out myself. So if you never knew about it, or you like a movie license game or Disney game, bah. It's Capcom, by the way. The bright years where Capcom used to be a shining star and made good games, especially the Disney ones. So, it's not an incredibly long game, but it's very fun. It doesn't overstay its welcome. For its simplistic mechanics, I could see if they really stretched it really long, it probably would have gotten kind of old. But overall, it's a fun game, it's cheap, it's not very expensive, and it's a good Super Nintendo game. So, if you got a few bucks, you can hit up Amazon or something, and go ahead and get a cartridge. It's fun, I really enjoyed it, and I don't regret picking it up. So, if you have any questions about it, feel free to leave me a comment or something down below in that, and I would be happy to answer, but I don't really think there's too much more to really add to it. It's a fun game, I hope you check it out, and I hope you enjoyed just as much as I did. I certainly enjoyed doing a Let's Play on it, probably one of the better co-op Let's Plays I've done. Hopefully I'll be able to add a few more better co-op Let's Plays on top of that. Ooh, fuck me. Getting the slight hiccups. Just little ones, though. But anyway, until next time, I'll see you all in cyberspace. Yeah, that was kind of lame.